is opening general gun season for Mississippi. Got us a good hard frost this morning, so hopefully we won't have some deer up and moving. So far it's looking good because about 30 minutes ago, on our way here, my son's with me. Back to my east. We had a big buck cross the road on us, come in on our property, so hopefully one of us may get a chance at him. He's a real nice buck. Otherwise, I'm doe hunting. What I'm using this morning, custom Magnum Port Stalker, 44 Magnum. I'll talk more about it if I get a deer this morning. Hang tight, hopefully we'll do some good. wireless mic working now, so maybe you can hear a little better. had a young buck come in from over here from the left side. He came in real cautious. It was about 15, maybe 20 yards from me. And he kept looking back to the east. And he could hear something. I could tell he knew something was coming, but I couldn't hear it. I couldn't even hear that one walking in here as close as he was. But it turned out it was a group of does. I could see 3 of them. The lead one looked like it was the biggest one, which was the one that I just shot. So I couldn't hear or see it crash, but it should have been a good double long shot. Magnum porch stalker. When I get down, trailer up, I'll give a little bit more insight on the gun, load, and this hunt. But right now I think I'm just gonna have me a cup of coffee. My son's about a quarter of a mile from me, so I'm gonna hang around a little. Alright, I'm about to get down, go trail that doe up. It's been 2 hours since I shot her. And the reason I'm staying up here is I've been seeing a lot of deer activity this morning. I done seen about 8 deer. And I've had some right here around me for the last hour. I just had a murder of crows come through chasing a hawk, and it spooked them off, so I'm gonna take his time to get down while there's not any deer around. One of the deer that just spooked and left here earlier, I think it trailed up that doe that I shot and found it, because she got out of sight about 75, 80 yards and then spooked and come back running this away, so she must have trailed right up to it. So y'all stay tuned. Let me get packed up and get down. We'll go see if we can trail her up. Alright, I'm down. Got all my gear. See the stand I was in up there. And if you've seen any of these videos, you have probably seen that stand before. I'm gonna go down here where she was standing and see if I can find some blood. Which, when you get down on the ground, especially in all this thick stuff, everything looks different. Well, I'm thinking she was standing somewhere around in here when I shot. Just so you know what I'm tracking in. Here's some growed up thick stuff. lot of wet grass. I'm gonna cut the camera off for a minute till I can locate some blood or where she was standing. It was about a 50-yard shot, so it should have been right in here somewhere. But I will be back. Alright, it's been about 30 minutes since I cut the video off to try to find some blood, and for the life of me I haven't found any. So I was pretty sure I heard a crash after the shot, and I actually went back and looked at the video to make sure it was a hit, and a good hit, and it was. So I just started walking toward where I heard a crash, and there she is. She actually traveled about 75 yards, and other than this blood right here around her, I still haven't found any blood. And just to check her out, I may not have got to exit using these bullets I got, but let me get everything set up and we'll check her out and talk about it. All right, I've got her cleaned up and positioned best I could get her done with this rigor mortis that's done set in. But I shot her about 7 o'clock this morning, and right now it's a little after 9, I believe. Which it took me about, it's almost 10:30. So obviously she had rigor mortis set in, so this is the best I could get her positioned. But I was kind of doubting my shot there for a little bit because I couldn't find any blood where she was standing. So where I thought I heard a crash, and a deer that came in later actually trailed her up, and I evidently found her because she let out a snort and come running straight back toward me, and I figured that was where the deer was. So once I couldn't find any blood, just zigzagging back and forth, I just walked straight to that area, and here she lays. So she actually went about 75 yards from where I shot her, and I've done a little bit of backtracking trying to find some blood. Just couldn't find no blood. It's just one of them deals where they didn't bleed. It definitely was not due to a bad shot. I think I videoed her when I first came up, but I don't know how detailed, because it was she was pretty bloody on the onside shot. But I shot her right here, center of her lungs, on this side, and she was quartered to me slightly, and the exit is right there. So got the center of the onside lung and probably the back of the offside, which she was foamed up around her nose and mouth real bad, so it was obviously lungs. Now talk a little bit about the hunt and what I was using today. First, let's look at a round. This is see if I can zoom in on it. This is a cutting edge bullet, CEB 44 Magnum, 200 grain, and it is a solid copper bullet which has pedals on it that are designed to shed. This bullet is actually not designed to stay together, so it probably done some real good damage on the inside. I can't wait to get her home and check it out. But the story behind these bullets is these had belonged to Mark Hampton, and if you're watching this handgun hunting video, most likely you know who that is. One of the most renowned handgun hunters of all time. He passed away this past June, but he had sent Dick Thompson out in Soda Springs, Idaho, a couple of boxes of these bullets to try out. Mark had been trying them out, and I think he may have actually done some articles on them. I'm not sure, but he sent some to Dick, but Dick never did load any up until Mark passed away, and he thought about those bullets. So he went and loaded him some up, and he sent me 20 of them, and sent 2 other friends of Mark Hampton's some of these bullets, and we kind of made a pact. We was going to do a hunt honoring Mark Hampton with these bullets, and I thought that was something real respectable to do for it, because he done a lot for the handgun industry. Well, I decided to add a little bit of sugar to it, and not only am I using one of Mark's bullets, but I'm also using a custom Magnum Port Stalker 44 Magnum that once belonged to Mark Hampton. I've had this gun now for, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so. Very accurate gun, beautiful gun, and I just thought it was the right thing to use those bullets in. The only thing I've done to it since I received it is I took the factory grips off of it, which was on it, and had some sheep horn fitted to it, and installed this 4x loophole on it. So that's kind of the story behind this gun, bullet, and hunt. So this was a dedicated hunt in honor of Mark Hampton, which is taking probably every legal animal in the world with a handgun. So this is for Mark, and thank y'all for watching. Check out Ralston Knives on Facebook, and give me a shout if you're interested in a knife. Alright, I'm back for just a second. I forgot to talk about the load. I talked about the bullet, but not the load. Like I said, it's the 250 CEB, as you were, 200 grain CEB, and I just went off of Dick Thompson's recommendation. What he loaded for his, he loaded it over 25 grains of H110. Said he was getting good accuracy out of his Bisley with it. So, or may have been a 629 what he loaded it with. Really doesn't matter, but I took that load, and I thought I was going to have to do some adjusting, you know, due to this being a 200 grain bullet. I had this zeroed with 240 grain Hornady XTPs with 24 grains of H110, but to my surprise, this load was hitting the same point of impact as my 240 XTP load, so I didn't have to change anything with my scope, and it turned out to be very accurate. Like I said, Dick didn't send me but 20 bullets, and I shot, I think, a cylinder full, just checking zero and accuracy, and it was hitting 2 inches high at 50 yards, like I zeroed most all my revolvers. And shooting from a field shooting position, I had a good inch shot group at 50 yards with it. I'm sure it's capable of way better than that. I was just doing a quick testing on it, getting ready for these hunts. But that's the load behind it, and I can't remember what primer I'm using. Probably a Winchester large Magnum because that's my favorite primer, but I can't remember if that's what I used or not. I apologize for that. But 200 grains CEB over 25 grains H110 is a very accurate load out of this revolver, and like I said, it done its job. Why there's no blood trail, I don't know. It's just some of those things that happen. Sometimes you'll shoot one exactly like this and it looks like you poured it out with a 5-gallon bucket, and then again this one couldn't find a drop, but it all ended well. So thanks for watching.